Welcome back to another video by Beast Mode Bricks. And as you can see in front of us, we have a bunch of 2x4s. If you haven't followed along with the channel, you'll know that I have a Lego store somewhat close to me, so I do go very often, and I tend to get 2x4s. And this pile over here, and this right here, these, to like someone who doesn't know how to do this, which is what I'm going to teach you today, this will be a tutorial on how you need to fill your Pick a Brick cups if you're getting 2x4s. But this wouldn't look like the same amount. But this is 170. Let me look at my notes because I completely forgot. 172 two black 2x4s in here, and 172 black 2x4s right here. And this is a technique that a bunch of people who build mocks similar to myself know and use a lot. And I'm just gonna here's a regular large Pick a Brick cup from the Lego store. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these in there. So you got to make sure you put the smallest ones in first. Then you just keep going up and up until you get to the last section. And just push it down a little bit. And then you see you have some space down there. Make sure you put some small parts down there. Make sure you get every space. Got to push a little hard there. Then you just make something like this for the cap. Set it on top. And that fills up that little hole. And then this counts. They'll let you get away with this normally unless it's a worker who doesn't really want to let you get away with it. Then you just got to push a little hard and it touch and they'll let you have it. But now, so that's 172 black 2x4. Let's see how many we can get in without that technique. Just a little experiment before I show you how to do this. Prove my point. I'm not going to count these because I feel like counting that. But let me see just how many. This isn't going to be exact every time because they would wiggle. There's no exact science. This is just draw of the luck of the draw. But that's about as much as we can fit in there. And as you can see here, we have, it looks to be about 30 left. So by taking like maybe 10 minutes instead of like 5 minutes, you got 30 more black 2x4s or whatever color it is. This just was something I had, and I got to take this apart anyway, so I figured I might as well make a tutorial on this. When I first learned this, there was only really one tutorial out there, so I figured I might as well make one too. But let me go ahead and show you, with the ones that we have out here, how to do this. So as you can see here, there are different size sections, and I'll put all these up close in a second. Let me pull these all out of the way so I can show you this, and y'all can pause the video once I get it up to take a picture of that if you need, and just save it to your phone so when you go into the Lego store you have it, and just follow that diagram if you ever needed to get a bunch of 2x4s. Still trying to get all these out of the way. There we go. Let me just make sure I can get all these in frame. Then I'll make a good thumbnail list, so if this doesn't turn out perfect, no worries. And there we go. Then the little end cap, that's not all in frame. Let me move up. There you go. So just pause the video here, take a picture of that if you need it. But I'm going to go ahead and start showing you how to build this. So let me just slide all these ones out of the way. We'll start with the biggest section here. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see because they're all the same colors. But there are 3 on the top, then 4 on the second row, then 5 on the third row. So let me just go ahead and start that. So first you get your 3 bricks, and then you get some more bricks. Then I drop that. Oh, grab that. So then you go here, and like I said before, 3 on the top, then 4 on the second one. I'm going to try to do this somewhat fast so this video doesn't go on forever, and see, that lines up. And once you get one section done, if you're getting more than 1 cup, because what I normally do is I normally get like 4 or 5 cups whenever I have parts I need in. And then for the next 2 rows, it's going to be 5 across. So what I like to do is just go ahead and stack up 2. Then I stack up 2 5 times, just to make it quicker and more efficient, because people do look a little weird when you're just standing back there building 2x4s. But then you just go ahead and snap these on the bottom, and then you have row 5. And then, after you get that, it should look something like this, so kind of like a step stool. You got 1 layer 3, 1 layer 4, 2 layer 5. Then you have 1 layer of 6. This is the biggest section of this entire thing because this is at the biggest part of the cup, so you can fit the most in there. And then you just go ahead and count 6 on. Make sure you get this exactly right or it won't work, and you'll have to look at it, figure out what's wrong. And then, so basically what you're going to do is duplicate this minus the 6th row, because that's like the middle. Duplicate this upside down. So like I said before, let's go ahead and make 5 of the stacks of 2 by And then we'll do that and go ahead and put those on. Let me see if I can get that one on. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Got all my stacked 2x4s. Then you just line it up with the top. If you get confused, just always line it up with the top half, because you want the top and bottom to be the same. At least on this one. I'm not sure about the other ones. Haven't looked at those. But then you go 4 and 3, just like the top. 1. Drop that one. 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Then you have one more row of 3. 1, 2, and 3. And just like that, you made the biggest section, and sometimes the hardest section, because it can be the most confusing. Now let's slide those out of the way and put them over there. And then now we have the second biggest section. It looks somewhat similar, slightly different though. You can see on the top there is a row of 2, then a row of 4. So the only thing different here between the last one, so I'm not going to spend much time on it, is this is 2 instead of 3. So make sure you note that difference. So what I like to do, since it is just kind of a stack of bricks there for the 4 and 2, you just do 2 of these, put 1 under it, like that. That's your row of 5. Then you go here, add here. It's all about being efficient, so find what works for you. Then you put 1 more here, and 1 more here. And there you have your row of 2 and 4, and now you have to make your row of 5. You have 2 rows of 5, exactly like the others, so nothing different there. Not going to spend any more time on that than it takes me to do it in my hand, because we're doing this all in one take, because I do not want to film this again. And then you go ahead and do another row of, you do a row of 6 after you did your 2 rows of 5, exactly like the other. Once you get this done, trying to keep this video somewhat short. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay. 6. Then you just, again, duplicate the top. So let me duplicate that real fast. So 2 rows of 5. There we go. Then I've always thought about trying to do this in the LEGO store as a video. I don't know if I should try to do that. I don't know. I might make a LEGO store vlog eventually. But there we go. So you got see how that lines up? Just like it's supposed to. Then you make another row of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very nice. Now we do 2 more. And that's your second biggest section. And it's really beneficial if you try to just focus all on one section. Or if it works for you, again, this is all about finding what works for you. You just make one of everything and just copy it. So you don't even have to look at the diagram anymore. Because even doing this as long as I do, I still have to look at the diagram. So the next section, the top is the exact same. The middle differs. And then the bottom is the exact same as the last one. So again, you have to start off the top with some 2s. Then you have, like I did before, I'm going to connect the 2 rows with a connector underneath for the 5 rows. Then you do here. Put a brick there and there to make your 4th row. Sorry if this get a little off of frame. I'm not 100% focusing on that. And then you have 4 rows of 5. So this is a little more difficult because the bricks do tend to snap off. So what I like to do is, because I did already do this just for tutorial purposes, just to let you see it better, I am putting them all on 1 by 1 for these first 2 rows. But normally I make a stack of 4 because y'all can see in my hand I'm having difficulties keeping it together. But now I'll just make 5 2 rows. But normally I would make 5 4 rows just to do it the most efficient I can. And that is important when you're sitting in a LEGO store, because I know my LEGO store workers are very nice, but some LEGO store workers, I don't know how it is, but some might not want you doing this because I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't want you doing it, but they might not want you doing it. See, that's the problem. Like, see, they're snapping off of my hands. I don't know if that went off frame, but there we go. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5. Now you do another row of 4. There you go. Another row of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you do 1 more row of 2s, and that will complete this section. See, another section completed. Very nice. Now this is the second to last section right here. This row is very similar to the first one, actually. you have first a row of 3 bricks. So what you want to do is make like just this little thing, almost like a T, and then add another one underneath, add another one underneath, add one more on one side, doesn't matter which side because it'll correspond correctly, then add one more on the bottom, so 3, 4. And then you have 3 rows, 3 rows of 1, 2, 3, 5 rows of 3. Took me a second to realize what that was. So now let's go ahead and build, because I've done this a couple times, so y'all should know it by now. Just go ahead and build some stacks of 3s. Build 5 of them in this instant in 1 second. Then once you do that, we'll go ahead and throw them on. This is, make sure y'all do this in the LEGO stores because it's very beneficial. It helps you save a lot of money, especially if you're building large blocks or dioramas like myself. And then you just go ahead and put them here. And you always, sometimes I like to start in the middle because it does give the outer ones, like this one, if I started there, it might have pushed it off. Now I can put my thumb over this one to hold it on without having to worry about it flying off. Same for there. And then you have another row of 4 on the bottom. Let me pull out 4 bricks. And then you, after that, just like the top, all these, besides the last one, which is the one that I was thinking about that was different, all these, the top and bottom correspond, in the middle just change. Like, see? Mirrored. 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 Y'all get the point. The last one we're going to do after this is the only one that is different. So, but it's the smallest one, so it can be very easy and very quick, so nothing to worry about there. There's section 2. Well, technically it's 2 from the bottom, 4 from the top. Depends on how you're counting. Then the last section here is the smallest. Sorry if I can't get that to focus. The lighting's not the best in here. But it is start off 2, then 3, then 4 rows of 4. So, again, make a little T. Put those 2 together by accident. Make a little T. There we go. Extend on one side, because you don't want more than 2 on the top. Give it another row. There you go. You got the 2, the 3. That's the top. Now go ahead and stack up rows of 4s. And then if you want, you can just go ahead and count out 4 bricks 4 times. Make it quicker on yourself when you're building, so you ain't got to look back. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. And then you do the same thing 4 times for this section. And then after this, all you have left is the bottom of this one and the cap. A lot of people don't realize you can put stuff in the cap. They think that is solely decoration. It is not. It is there, and not many people use it because it's hard to get stuff to stay unless you're doing a formula like this. And then, like I did before, I'm going to put those in the locking joints to keep it from falling apart. Put one here and here. And then, looking back at our original model, you do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And just like that, you built your last model. And then the cap is very simple. Here's the cap right here. This is just something to get you that extra. You want to make sure you take, because these things can be expensive. You want to make sure you get every bit you can. And just like that, because I didn't show that too well, but you just laid 2, then laid 2 the opposite way. You laid 2 linear, 2 horizontal. So now we just go ahead and start putting this in the cup to prove that it does work. I already showed this at the beginning of the video, but we'll show it one more time just to make sure. Let me make sure I put that in there. There we go. And then, which one is the bigger? Sometimes even I have to do this, because I forget which one's the bigger, which one's the smaller. Then you give it a push, plop another one in there, then you put the last one in there, then push it down some. There we go, perfect. And then grab your top, put this here. And most LEGO stores do have tape, because this will fall out very easily. If little pieces in there, it can be very dangerous. See, sometimes they don't come all the way, but with a little force, you can close those. And that's good enough for most LEGO store employees. And then you can they'll give you tape to run here and here. And with no further ado, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for new videos. Make sure you turn on post notifications and like this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.